You smell that?
Nature's most powerful aphrodisiac.
Leaving right after this drink. Rock and roll, whiskey, and other stories. With your host, Brian Shaw.
Cheers. And welcome to episode 21 of I'm Leaving Right After This Drink, Rock and Roll, Whiskey, and Other Stories. And man, a lot has happened over the last month. It's been like a month since I did my last episode. And before we get into it, just want to give you a quick little rundown of what happens here on this podcast for those of you who are tuning in for the first time. Or maybe you've tuned in before and you're kind of like, who the hell is this guy? Well, just a guy from a little small town in Illinois who happened to get lucky and spend about 18 years or so in the entertainment business and got to meet a lot of cool people along the way and a few assholes, as I like to say. And you know what? And just kind of talk about those stories that happened in that time. It might be something that happened to me last week. In tonight's episode, it's just going to kind of be a little bit of fucking everything because so much shit seems to have happened, which has kept me from doing a show. Maybe. I'm going to use that as the excuse, even though that may or may not be true. But I would like to ask you, please like and subscribe. Hey, even leave some comments. Every little bit helps as we get this channel off and running. And also want to say thank you to everyone who has already subscribed and listens and downloads the podcast via iTunes or whatever platform you're listening on. It is very cool and it is greatly appreciated. I think I got all that kind of stuff taken care of and out of the way. And where do I start? Like, where do I begin? How about I begin with one of the reasons why I didn't get to do a show here recently was because I got in a car accident. Dude, that shit is never fun. Never fun. I think it's like the first accident I've ever been in since, oh man, I want to say it's been 35 years since I've been in a car accident. Maybe even, something like that. I guess 35, maybe like 30, 33 is probably more like it. I didn't get in a car accident before I was able to drive. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what, man, I got rocked and everyone was safe, which is good. But I got to tell you, man, if I was a conspiracy guy, and I may or may not be such a thing, the way this thing went down and as fast as the first responders were there, and even as fast as the tow truck was there, it was unfucking believable. So ended up happening here, close to my neighborhood, and just not to bore you with all the details, but basically I got T-boned and took out the entire driver's side of my car. Again, I was not hurt, thankfully. The other driver was not hurt to my knowledge, and I certainly hope that she was uninjured and was more in shock. But let me just kind of tell you, after this happens, and the reason why I kind of say this conspiracy thing happened, have you ever been waiting for a tow truck or been in an accident or any of these things and the emergency vehicles and the tow truck were there in 45 seconds? Yeah, me neither until this day. And it was crazy. It happens. I get out of my car. I walk over to the other individual's car. I look in her car. She's already on the phone with her insurance. And at that time, I look out. I'm like, well, I can see she doesn't seem to be injured visually. And at that time, man, all the emergency vehicles show up. And I just I'm just going to walk back to my car. I literally lean back, just leaning back on my car. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. Cops show up. They ask me what happened. I tell them. They're like, okay. And within 10 minutes of this happening, her car has been towed away. She's been taken away in an ambulance. And I'm still standing there hey, what the hell's going on? It was absolutely insane. And for about 45 minutes, I sat there going, what the fuck? Is anybody going to talk to me again? Or what am I doing? All the vehicles are gone. I'm the only one left. And I can't even fathom, all the things that are going through my head at this point is, there's a cop car that is still there that was initially there to take the report. Another one pulls up and then it leaves. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell's going on right now. Finally, after about 45 minutes, the cops get out of their car and they're like, oh, hey, man, we're really sorry. We were having some problems with our computer, and I'm also training her. Well, hey, that's fine if maybe one of you could have at least rolled down your window and said, hey, man, we're having some issues. Just hang tight. No, not at all. I'm over there fucking sweating it like, did they find something on my record? Is something going on? Like, I have no fucking clue, but it was enough to freak me out. But at the end of the day, all was good. Got a small little fine, and I ended up taking a driving class to keep the points from going on my license, which I got to tell you, man, if you ever got to take this test, just take it. Thing is pretty simple. And honestly, if you fail it more than twice, just turn in your damn driver's license because you shouldn't be on the road. I'll leave that at that. I got the car back. All kind of went right in the universe once I got my car back. And I even almost got plowed in a rental car that wasn't even my fault, as somebody almost T-boned me again, pulling into my own damn place. Like, it was absolutely insane. I'm like, man, I'll tell you what, if I get hit again, I'm just Ubering everywhere. Like, this is crazy. Let's see, what else happened? Oh, I had I went and saw a guitar appraiser a few months ago to try and get a guitar looked at. And the guy was great. He was super cool. Everything was great. We had kind of, he wanted to see the guitar in person. I wanted him to see the guitar in person so he could take a look at it, get an accurate, idea of what was going on there. And well, let's see. After I waited 11 weeks, I finally had to tell that guy, take a hike. Like, it's amazing that somebody can keep blowing you off and not in a good way. And like, you're like, what the hell, man? How long does it take you to write an appraisal for a fucking guitar? Shouldn't take you that long. And especially considering you're an attorney. And let's see, you've probably written some appraisals before. So I would like to think you could kind of copy and paste and change out a few things and boom, my appraisal's on its way. But no, didn't happen. So finally, I had to text the man, even after he had texted me, as we had texted numerous times over the 3 months. And he's like, oh, I'll get it to you next week. Well, never happened. And I finally just said, dude, take a hike. I'll find somebody else to appraise my guitar. And I did. And all is well on that front. So, things seem to be kind of rocking and rolling. Everything's moving in the right direction, as they say. Of course, Jack Daniels on the rocks for tonight's podcast. And it's episode 21. I can't believe I didn't mention that at the beginning, that I guess now we're legal to drink. Let's see. What else is going on? Today was pretty cool because I'm a big Ian Moore fan. And if you don't know who Ian Moore is, great blues guy and a guitarist. Like, he's not strictly blues, but like when I got into him, he was more of a blues guitarist. Phenomenal dude. Got to meet him years ago when I was doing our internet radio station, mfnrocks.com. He stopped by the studio, played a couple of songs, just an all-around fantastic guy. But I found out today that he's doing a new band called the Texas Headhunters with another dude that's super cool and an incredibly talented musician, Jesse Dayton. And Jesse Dayton was in that band, the Road Kings, which is where I know him from, but I also know him from his solo stuff as well since that band. And he was another guy who happened to stop by our internet radio station many, 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 many years ago. And yeah, dude, I got to tell you, I'm pretty jazzed about this band. Like, these two guys together, and there's another guy in there too, but I can't remember what his name is, and I don't know that much about him, but just Jesse and Ian Moore together, that's going to be pretty kick-ass. They're doing a few dates with Samantha Fish, who is a phenomenal musician and is pretty easy on the eyes also, so you should check her out. Let's see, what else do we got going on? Oh, dude, what else happened? Went and saw Ace Frehley again, and that was a great show. Ace is Ace, man. I got to tell you, I love seeing him play the old Kiss songs, doing some of his solo stuff. His band is awesome. Of course, I am a little biased because my friend Ryan plays bass in Ace's band, but still, great show. And it was definitely cool to go see. But this time, instead of seeing him in Orlando like we did last year, we saw him up in the Villages. And I don't know if you guys know anything about the Villages, but if you do, you'll know this. And if you don't, let me inform you that everyone thinks the Villages is like this town of like old swingers, like retired old swingers, right? And, people have different colored loofahs on their golf carts and stuff, which according to the rumors is what you're into. Now, some of the folks that live up there will tell you the reason why they have those different colored loofahs is because of the golf carts. And because everybody has a golf cart, you got to know which one's yours. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. All I know is that when I was there, didn't meet any swingers. I certainly didn't meet any old swingers. So that was good. It's also, if you look it up, I'm pretty sure they might even say that it used to be, and it still may be for all I know, the how do I say this? It had the most STDs in the Villages. Yeah, those old people banging it out. Like I said, I don't know if it's still true or not, but hey, whatever. It was cool to go up there. It was cool to see a great show. Got to hang with my friend Ryan after the show, and myself and my friend Tits McGee, we had a blast. And, it's always great trading stories with him and hearing, some really cool shit from him. Oh, man, what else happened? I'll tell you, I'll get to another show we saw here in a minute, but I've been watching a lot of different fucking YouTube channels lately, and there's some really cool shit on YouTube. I don't know if you know this or not. Just kidding. Of course you know this. And I watched this channel called My Lunch Break. I love this guy. If you guys have not checked him out, you should definitely do so. And I'm trying to think how he starts his show, because I feel like it's kind of, I need to do something like this as my nod to him for doing a really cool podcast. And it's something like, hope you're all having a great day. And if you've never been here, welcome, or something like that. I'll get it right in the next episode as my little nod to the man who has the channel My Lunch Break. What else do we got going on? Oh yeah, and while I'm on YouTube, of course I get stuck in rabbit holes like everybody does, and I'm listening to music, and I broke out Monster Magnet's Space Lord. Fuck yes. Song was put out 27 years ago, and to this day it is still kick-ass. It still sounds like it was recorded yesterday. And the video is amazing. I feel like back in the day when they made the video, it was kind of a knockoff of a rapper, and they literally shot the entire video just like the rapper did. And it's actually pretty awesome. And of course, it's Dave Weindorf and Twiggy Ramirez driving in a fucking old Trans Am down the Vegas Strip, and then all this cool shit with dancers and stuff is happening in front of the casino. And I can only imagine how much money they spent on this video. And, because Monster Magnet isn't a household name, they probably lost their ass at the end of the day, even though this fucking record was amazing. I remember getting to see Monster Magnet back when I was in Virginia at WROV. We did a show with those guys and another band called Second Coming. And Second Coming opened up the show, and those guys were fucking awesome. And I still love the fact that I'm friends with a couple of those guys in the band to this day. But I will say this. We saw Monster Magnet in a club that held probably about 300 people, 350. We really packed them in fucking tight. And it was so loud. It was like seeing AC/DC in your fucking kitchen, man. It was fucking crazy. You're like, wow. I don't think you could hear for fucking a week. It was absolutely insane. But, so there was that. What else happened? Oh, kind of the complete opposite end of the fucking spectrum. Ended up going to see Chicago last weekend. Now, let's just talk a minute about Chicago. Look, Chicago, a hit fucking machine. We all know this. Hit machine. Tons of hits, countless hits. From the time they started, I don't know, I think 58 years ago. It's crazy to think some of these bands that are still out touring are 50 years, almost 60 years, it's wild to think that. And here we are, as I'm about to go see another band in May, AC/DC. Stoked that they started their tour last week. Seen a couple of the videos online. It looks fucking awesome. Yeah. Can't fucking wait for that. And I know, man, I'm kind of all over the place tonight, but I kind of, got to the point where I'm like, man, I need to do a podcast. It's been like a month. So what else we got? Oh, yeah, back to Chicago. Man, I got like some serious ADD going on tonight. Haven't had enough to drink. That's probably why. So Chicago played the Bake Hair Sound down in downtown Clearwater. And what I don't understand are protesters. Yeah, I'm still going to get to Chicago, but hear me out. Does anybody really like Scientology? I don't think so. But is there a reason to protest Scientology? I mean, is the city of Clearwater really going to do anything because you don't like Scientology? Probably not. The city of Clearwater probably pays all their damn employees on money that fucking Scientology gives them every year. So I guess my point to that is like, I wish I just had that kind of time to just stand on the corner holding a sign that's like, if you hate Scientology, honk your horn. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But we got to see a few of those protesters while we were down in downtown Clearwater. We ate at this little sports bar downtown before the show, which was cool. Fucking place was like the entire street was just packed, and tons of people going to the show. And we finally get into the show about 7:00. Show is starting at 8, and they go until about 10:30. Yeah, can you believe this crap? These guys are still pulling out 2.5-hour shows, man. And we get into the venue, and myself and again my friend Tits McGee, we went. We love going to concerts together, and we're inside and we get a drink. We're kind of hanging out. We got lawn seats because I'm going to be honest. There's really not like a big light show or anything cool that you have to see. Like you could literally just lay down on the lawn and fucking chill out, and you could hear the music and be like, fuck yeah, man, this is awesome. Which is kind of what we did, but we didn't lay down on the lawn. We sat down on this little concrete step and enjoyed the show and made some very sarcastic remarks. But about 45 minutes in, they take a break. And literally the guy comes on over the fucking PA. Chicago will be back in about 20 minutes. What? Wow. Okay. They've played for 45 minutes. And I'm thinking, that's pretty weird. So I look at Tits McGee and I said, the fuck is that? It's kind of weird, ain't it? We're like, yeah. And I was like, I mean, what are they doing back there? Sniffing cocaine off strippers' asses? Of course not. It's not 1978 anymore. What could they be doing backstage? What do you think they're doing back there? They got to take a whiz. They can't fucking hold it anymore. Their bladders are like, dude, we got to fucking take a quick break. And of course, there's 11 guys in the band. So you figure 11 guys, back there all going to the bathroom and, depending, what happens, depends on how long it takes. You know what I'm saying? And of course, me and her, we're making these jokes back and forth. And then I'm like, man, you would think the lines to the bathrooms tonight would be a little bit shorter than what they are. I think there might be some more diapers being worn here in this crowd. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, but it was a great show. It was fun to see. And it was also pretty wild to see some of the freaking young people that were there. I mean, I thought I was going to be one of the youngest at like 50. No. There were people there that were probably in their late 20s, early 30s. And I'm like, mind blown. It was wild. I'm just like, I can't even believe, like, who would have turned them on to their music? Like, I feel like kids today, even getting turned on from their parents, well, that sounds weird. kids today getting turned on to music by their parents, the kids will be like, you don't know shit. But anyhow, show was great. It was also a blast to see a buddy of mine who was on the road with them, and we had an awesome time on his day off, doing a little bit of day drinking on the Thursday before, as myself, Tits McGee, and him all had a great time. And like I said in previous episodes, we're gonna make Tits McGee famous. And well, here it is, almost 20 minutes. I'm actually a little bit over 20 minutes, I think. And I always like to say, I like to keep these episodes 20 minutes or less. I've gone a little bit long tonight, but I've been kind of all over the road. I think it's a little bit excusable because, like, it's been a month, and hopefully we'll get back on track. I don't seem to have as busy of a month ahead. I certainly hope to not be in any more car accidents. So hopefully things will start to settle down. We'll get back into the swing of things. But thanks for tuning in, as always. Listening to the, randomness of stories in this episode. I appreciate that. Again, please like, subscribe. If you feel like, buying a t-shirt, hey, go over to TeePublic. There's a link in the description. You guys can always leave comments, reach out, email me, whatever you like. It's all good. Again, I just appreciate you guys, tuning in and hopefully enjoying the podcast. Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. You dig?
God bless the internet.